Welcome back to an episode of the Guide Me Glow podcast. It has been some time, and I know I've said this in the past few episodes actually, but this year was not the podcast year for me. I don't know. I think this year has been so much learning for me, and I've experienced so much, and I've been through very much ups and downs through my own personal development journey, and I truly think that this was meant to happen for me to learn and develop as a person with myself, and for me to be able to teach that for you guys. And now going into the new year, I feel just so ready and like inspired and just ready to show up as the coach that I am and your teacher, and be able to help you and be back on this journey with you guys. And I truly, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank each and one of you who have supported my podcast, even though I have not been consistently uploading. I don't even know when my last episode was that I uploaded. I think it was back in a long time ago, maybe like August or something. I don't know. But you know, you guys still listen to my episodes and you share about it, and I have people messaging me and saying like, you know, come back with the episodes. And when I hear you guys tell me how impactful it has been for you, it just makes me so inspired, and it makes me so happy to hear that I could help you along with your journey and be a part of that, to see the best version of yourself. And if you don't know, I'm currently based in Bali, and I done a few events here this year, and it's so special because I met like so many of you, and I also have met people from around the world that have listened to my podcast from like 5 years ago. I met this lovely lady called Jessica, and she said that she'd listened to my podcast from 5 years ago, and to come to my event and, you know, experience almost like a podcast in person was so special for her, but not only for her but for me as well. And I think just like meeting you guys is so powerful, and just like feeling the energy, and like it's just like a hangout, you know. As much as I try and teach you guys and give you this experience, for me it's just really special and powerful, because it just means a lot to me to be able to be that and hold that space for you guys. I'm back with the podcast, and I am making it a goal of mine to be consistent with this. And the next year, I think, will be obviously moving and going as always. You know, my plans aren't to be like in Bali the whole year. Actually, I would like to travel a lot in the year, and with that, I'm going to try and stick to the podcast. Like, even if it's like a 20-minute episode, or, you know, it's not recorded with the video, I just want to give this, guys, to you and stay consistent with this. Because honestly, I feel like I've connected most with my audience with the podcast, because you sit here and you listen to me, and it's like a little girl chat, and it's the time, whether you're getting ready in the morning, whether you're driving, on your walk, whatever it is. Just know that I'm so grateful that you listen, and it helps you along this journey. And for this episode, I really, really wanted to upload one just before the end of the year, because it just ties it all together. You know, going into the new year, I wanted to say a thank you. I wanted to speak a little bit about, you know, an update on myself and ways that I can help you step into the new year being your best self as well, as this is what it's all about. You know, I share my experience, and I share what I share in hopes to make you guys realize, you know, your highest potential. And this is what I want to do. And I have not planned this episode. I'm going to speak about the Glow Girl habits, and this is my last event. So, you know, there was only 10 to 12 people that were there, because that's all that we could fit inside our location, and it was so special. But I want you guys, you know, who weren't there, to hear this too, because I think it will really help you for the new year. Apart from that, I haven't really planned this episode a lot, and I wanted to truly just speak from, you know, what is going on in my head, and hope that whatever comes out today is something that you need to hear. And already just sitting here like recording with the mic and just in my room, it's just like old school style. You know, I saw a memory, and I'd started my podcast like 2 years ago now, so actually not that long ago. But if I really think about it, actually no, it's been more than 2 years, like 2 years and a half ago, sorry. And if I really think about it, so much has changed in those 2 to 3 years. I feel so different. And I don't know if you listen back to some of my podcast episodes, if you notice a difference in me and, you know, the way that I present myself or the way that I speak and my experiences and everything. But I truly feel like I've grown so much this year. If I even think back to who I was a year ago in January, I'm like, obviously still the same person in terms of like my character and my values and everything, but like the way that I just feel just more mature. I don't know, I feel like this year has been a lot of maturity, and I've been tested through definitely different experiences, and I feel like I've lived like 10 lifetimes in this year. I was making my reel last night and I was looking through all my videos to kind of pick the best parts, you know, for the reel, and I was like, wow, as if all this happened this year. Like, so much has happened this year, and it's just been crazy. And you know, I'm so grateful to have experienced this life of, in Bali especially, time collapses. You know, you experience so much in such a short amount of times, whether it be friendships, which isn't always a good thing, obviously, but I feel like now I've developed really strong, solid friendships, which I'm so grateful for. Even relationships, your career, your mindset, like the things that happen, like where you live, like it's not too grounding, you know, like, and I think it takes some time to really feel that groundedness. Well, for me, this is obviously based on my personal experience. I'm sure people do come here and they feel grounded straight away, but for me, I don't know, it's been like a lot of changes, a lot of whirlwinds, and I've moved a lot of times within Bali just because, you know, and ending the year though, now I feel very grounded and very calm. Like, there's no drama in my life. The past few months, I've really focused on myself. I've been spending a lot more time to myself. I have done a lot of deeper inner work. Like, wow, even the past week, it just feels like it's all come together, and I've just connected a lot of the dots, and I've started to see certain patterns and ways to improve, and I feel really motivated to do that. And I just feel this like newfound like burst of energy almost around that, and it's really quite special. And I always think the universe will bring you things exactly at the right time that you need it. So don't feel like you need to rush and you need to plug out the answers. Like, the answers will come to you when you are ready. And as long as you're on this journey and you are, you know, going along this journey and you're taking the action step by step to heal and to look at your inner self and look at your past, and but not in a judgmental way, just truly in a way that's just you know, you're just reviewing it and you're just acknowledging it, and you see like, okay, if this is how I've been, how do I want to be, and how do I make that gradual shift? And the thing that stood out to me the most in the past week is just to accept yourself for who you are now and love yourself enough to want to do better. And that is the affirmation that I wanted to speak about today. Every episode I usually do an affirmation of the day, and it really is like, I accept myself for where I am now, but I love myself enough to want better. Because I think when you say like, I accept myself and I accept this situation, it's obviously brings you power in the fact of like, you don't want to spend your whole life like hating yourself or not liking yourself or just accepting things at how it is. That's not necessarily the message. The message is like, yeah, I accept myself for where I am now, because, you know, I give myself credit. Like, I still love myself because I did everything I could with what I had right now. You know, like, if you could do more, you would. But right now, you are where you are because of everything that's going on. If it was someone else that had the exact same experience as you, you know, who had this exact same mindset, it would be the same probably. So it's about, okay, acknowledging like, yeah, I am where I am now and I accept that. But also I love myself enough to want more and give myself better, because as humans, we're always goal-seeking people and we want to improve. And just because you've been deemed a certain, you know, cards, or you've been put in the situation, does not mean you have to settle for the situation. Like, just because, for example, if we want to talk about health and fitness, just because you're naturally a type of way, like a type of build, does not mean that you can't improve and become a better version of that. It's not about changing yourself. It's not about not liking where you are right now and wanting a completely different, you know, body or whatever. It's just about understanding, okay, I am where I am now. The universe has given me this body for a reason. So how can I love myself enough to make changes, to just make myself feel better? Like, how can I make my energy glow more? How can I make my aura more magnetic, And I think that truly just comes from loving yourself, because if we love ourselves enough, we would not really pay too much attention from everything outside of us. I think this is like one thing that I've really noticed in the past year. I was like, I think I've been paying too much attention on like other people, like seeing other people's achievements, how other people do things. And whilst it's so good to analyze and, see how other people do things, I find it really interesting and I learn so much. At the same time, learn to trust yourself and learn to trust your intuition and what's good for you. Just because someone else is doing something this way does not mean it's right for you. At the end of the day, you need to do what regulates your nervous system and feels good for you. So, if that is in the mornings, you need to yourself and you need to take it slow and you don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. because that genuinely doesn't feel good for you, then don't do it, but if you have this calling and you want to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning because you're like, I know that I will feel like my best self if I do that, but I'm self-sabotaging myself and I'm waking up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. instead, then that is kind of, self-sabotaging yourself, and then you need to look deep into why you're not doing that. But if you genuinely do not feel good waking up that early, then don't do it. Just because other people do it does not mean that that's the only way for success, or that's the only version of success. And the thing is, we've been fed this vision of success because it must look this way, like a person of success must have this amount in the bank, must have this kind of body type, must be in this kind of relationship, must have this and that. And actually, that's not true. That is just one version of success, and that one version of success doesn't have to be your version of success. Everyone's journey is so different and so individual to themselves. There is no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. There's no right time. It's just all in your own time, and you'll understand when that comes to you, and you'll understand when you just learn to let go and relax and let it come to you. And saying that, when I say let it come to you, that does not mean don't take any action. Of course not. We need to take aligned action that, like I said, feels good for you. We've got to stop holding on to it so tightly, where we're just gripping it so hard and wanting it so bad and putting it on a pedestal. That is not the way to manifest something. And also, I'm recording this on the last new moon of the year, which is pretty special. And today is the best day to manifest and just lay everything out there, say your desires, say your dreams, and set an intention and embody the version of you that already is there. And I want to say that again. To get to your manifestations, do not put it on a pedestal. You just got to know what you want. But to get your manifestations, embody that version of you, embody that future version of you. And that's why we're going to talk through the Glow Girl habits today, because these are all habits that are, in my opinion, the highest version of you. Because when you act in this way, you give yourself the grace and you give yourself the respect and you give yourself the love to be like, yeah, I am this type of woman and I deserve everything I want, and that is that. There's no question about it. There's no questioning, am I worthy to get this? Do you think they will accept me? No, that is not the way that we will be thinking in 2025. That is just so out, and it's not the way that we're going to be walking into the new year. I'm sorry, but no. And one other thing, we need to be unapologetic about who we are becoming. If we truly believe this is the highest version of me, why would we even care what other people thought? It's not their business. And if they have opinions on it, I feel like they should probably fill their time more with things that they can do to improve themselves, not looking at other people thinking of oh, what's going wrong in their life. Honestly, then you have too much time on your hand. You need to focus on yourself. You are the main character, princess, queen, energy, whatever it is that makes you feel amazing, and just focus on yourself. Why do you spend so much time focusing on other people, admiring other people, applauding them and being like, wow, how do they do that, when you can do that to yourself? Because if you're just focusing all that energy onto other people, then you're retracting that energy from yourself. You know, energy cannot be created nor it can be destroyed. It's just transmuted, it's just transferred. So you got to think about like, how much energy am I spending thinking about other people who aren't even thinking about me? You know, like, take that energy back on yourself. And this is not to be mistaken with being selfish. No. Glow girls do not embody the selfish energy. We're very thoughtful about other people, and we think about how does our actions affect other people. But the more energy we focus on ourselves in terms of creating a better version of ourselves, the more we're able to have space and calmness and peace to think about other people and help other people. You cannot help other people if you're in a state of stress all the time. You cannot help other people if you are not even calm and you have all these problems in yourself, because there simply is not enough space. If you're trying to help other people and you've got a million other problems in your mind, how can you be the best calm version to other people? You cannot. So that's why when we calm our own minds and we do these daily habits, which I'll be speaking about, that is how we can become a better version of ourselves, and in turn a better version to other people. And then we can become role models to other people, and we can really create a better world. You know, the more people that feel more at peace, the more people that are kind, the more people that think about other people, it's going to be a better world. The whole reason why people do disrespectful things, or, you know, things that just aren't aligned with the highest good, is because they have issues within themselves that they have not bothered to look at. But we are not here for that. So we're going to talk about the Glow Girl habits and becoming your best self. And I want you to think about what it means to become your best self, and what habits you need to adapt, and how to stay true to yourself as you move into the new year. Because I want you to do a little reflection, maybe month by month, you know, look at some photos on your phone, think about, just jog your memory a little bit about who you were each month. Really great things that make you feel happy, and things that also were challenging. I think with the challenges, don't judge yourself, but just look at it from an outsider's point of view. Also, I think that challenges are really important in life, because it teaches you what is important to you. If things were really easy and you got everything you always wanted all the time, you would not value these things as much, and you would not pay as much importance to it, and you would take it for granted. However, if there's a little bit of struggle and there's a bit of challenge, you like appreciate that thing so much, and it shows to you what's important. If you came across challenge over challenge over challenge, and you still work towards what you want, it means that that thing really means a lot to you, you know. And when you get it, you're like so much more grateful, and you learn so much along the process, along the journey. It makes the goal so much more valuable. Whereas if you just got to the goal, you would not really appreciate it that much, and you would not understand the value of the goal. So it's less about the goal and more about how you get there and who you become as a person on your way there. The first thing is your mindset. What does the Glow Girl think about herself? So as we kind of talked about, mindset is a huge thing about yourself. You are the creator of your reality. I don't know if you need to hear this again, but you are the creator of your reality. And this is like something that you should remind yourself, honestly, every day, because your thoughts shape your reality. How you think right now, what you think is possible in your realm, is creating your future. Your reality right now is caused by your past thoughts. So in order to create a new reality, you need to start thinking differently and acting differently now, because what you're doing right now is then creating your future. So think about, how do you think about yourself every day? What do you think about every day? What are these thoughts that go through your mind every day? Is it self-deprecating thoughts about yourself? Is it saying that you can't do something? Is it saying that this is so hard? Are you putting yourself in a victim mentality? Because if that's the case, you're going to get more of the same thing, because guess what? You're thinking the same thing. Nothing's going to change. Why do you expect that something's going to change if you keep thinking the same thing, if you keep taking the same actions? It's like being like, why is the wall blue when you keep painting blue paint on it? Like, make it make sense. So knowing that you are the creator of your reality, then you got to think, okay, how can I audit the thoughts in my mind? So what new thoughts do I need to think? What new thoughts do I need to install into my reality, into my realm? And this comes from affirmations. It comes from repeating yourself about new thoughts that you didn't think were true before. And honestly, I know some of you think that it's silly or it's weird to talk to yourself, talk out loud. I don't care. Do it and see what happens. Honestly, I have affirmations on my paper, like written down, and I literally have it here behind my bed, and I read them every morning. I look at them as I brush my teeth. I say it as I'm gua sharing, and I'm like, okay, the more I say this, the more I'm going to believe it, the more it's going to be programmed in my subconscious mind, which is where everything is controlled by. So say these things, and there's plenty of affirmations and Mind Glow pep talks inside the Glow Club, which is my monthly membership platform. So if you aren't a part of that, then get inside of that. There's a community of wonderful glow girls as well, so you can connect with and feel like you're on this journey together. But yeah, so there's that. Also, set your boundaries and standards. Have clear boundaries and know your worth. This is something that I think we all have to learn and go through. Like, I understand, you know, when something is in front of you and it is not aligning 100%, but it's close and it's tempting, it's hard sometimes to say no. However, you need to say no, because if you're saying yes to this, you're showing to the universe like you're willing to accept this, even if it's not 100% what you want. And it's like, I don't know, a big red flag or something, like it really is just not the right fit. If you say no to that, the universe can be like, okay, she's saying no, that means that I'm going to send something better. Something better is always going to come your way. We're not being in that lack mindset. You know, if something comes and it's not 100% and we know it's not aligned, then it's a no. It doesn't matter if it's like 80%, 85%. No, if you're set on something and you know in your heart that you can get it, then, you know, wait for the 100%. And in the meantime, you can still take aligned actions to get to that 100%. And this is where it gets a little bit complicated, because sometimes our manifestations don't come exactly how we envisioned it. Like if you say you want something and something comes our way and it's not exactly what we want, but it's like, maybe it's a better thing, you know, like maybe it's more aligned. That's when we have to use our intuition to be like, maybe I need to let go of the expectations, and maybe I need to let go of the how, so that this better manifestation can come through. And then it just is kind of what I want in the end, but it just looked a bit different to how I imagined. Sometimes it comes in exactly how we want it and how we envision it, but sometimes it just comes through like a little differently. So we still have to keep our energy open and clear in that sense also. But one thing is like, you don't drop on your boundaries and you don't drop on your standards no matter what. And like this actually comes from like high confidence and like not caring what other people think and being okay to say no and walk away when the time is right, because glow girls don't tolerate disrespect or settle for any less than she deserves. And this comes in anything: relationships, friendships, jobs, like, I don't know, picking your dream place to live. Like if it's not the place, then it's not the place. Something better will always come, and just trust the process. And you also don't let other people's opinions define yourself, because if you're letting other people's opinions define you, then you're being a people pleaser, and you're also like doubting yourself. And how can you strengthen the relationship with yourself if you're doubting yourself? If you're not trusting yourself and you're trusting other people about you more than you, like, where is that relationship with yourself? You really just have a weak relationship with yourself. So you need to build that and just create space for your needs, and know that saying no is a form of self-love. Is all about improving that relationship with yourself and building that confidence within yourself, and knowing like, I know I'm going to get what I want, and I deserve to get what I want. And if you don't agree with that, that is okay. That's really not my problem, because you are not me and I am not you. So then therefore, what I want is what I want, and what you want is what you want. And if it doesn't align, then we're not aligning, and that's okay. There's plenty of other people, there's plenty of other opportunities that will align. Like, you don't have to settle for the first thing that is like right in front of you. So the second thing, self-talk and no gossip. So self-talk is something that we all have to be aware about, because sometimes we have like this self-talk that we have with ourselves and we don't even realize it. Like, what do you think of when you first look at yourself in the mirror in the morning, brushing your teeth, doing your skincare? What do you say to yourself? Is it positive? Is it like, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I can do anything I want today, today's going to be an amazing day, I look great, I'm proud of my body, I'm proud of myself, whatever? Or is it negative self-talk, like, oh, picking out all your flaws and being like, I should look like this, I need to lose weight, I need to get Botox, I need to blah, 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 because of, you know, what society promotes to us as what is deemed as beautiful. And also with gossiping, are you engaging in gossiping conversations, negative conversations of just complaining and talking about other people and just like spreading like low-key hate, you know, because that is not good for the soul. Like if you're allowing that energy into your body, you're letting in all this negative energy into your body, and it's not going to make you prettier, it's not going to make you a better person by like shitting on other people. I'm sorry, but like, no, successful people don't care. You know, people will always be doing that what they want to do. It doesn't really matter. Like successful people are always going to cheer on people who are wanting to try and be better. They're not worried about what other people are doing, you know. Oh my god, did you see what they did? Like it doesn't matter. Like, does it affect me? No. So no gossiping about random people. Like it does, literally is a waste of time. And focus on the abundant mindset. So knowing that there's always more coming, there's an abundance of everything in this world. If there's a missed opportunity, there's going to be another opportunity that's even better. If someone walks out of your life, it's for the better, because someone better will walk right in. You know, you need to create space for the abundant mindset. So she believes that there's enough for everyone. She believes that she deserves everything she dreams of, only surrounds herself with people who elevate her and make her want to be better. And she stays true to herself, her authentic self, no matter what. And I want to say, like, the people that you surround yourself with is so influential and so important and really shapes the person that you are. So, like, you really have to do an audit of, okay, who am I surrounding myself with? Is it people that actually I feel drained after hanging out with them? Is it people who make me feel embarrassed about my goals? Is it people who I feel like I can't be my authentic self with for whatever reason? Is it people that don't support me? Is it people that make me feel like on edge? Like, you have to really think about the energy of the people that you surround yourself with. And if that is the case, then maybe you need to change it. You want to walk away from someone feeling like so like inspired and loved and energized and motivated and good and just like yourself. And obviously in a friendship, you cannot be, you know, the brightest, most positive, best person every single time. You know, through friendships, you obviously go through hard times. Everyone goes through hard times and challenges. We all have down times, go through tangents. I get it. But all in all, you have to think about like, this person, what is their mindset like? Is it someone who's going to take me higher, or is it someone who's dragging me down? Because I'm sorry, but we cannot be hanging around people who are dragging you down. Like, how do you think you're going to elevate, and how do you think you're going to be successful if you're hanging around with people who don't have those dreams that you also have and can't see the vision that you also see? Because like, even if you are meeting them here and you're trying to like teach them to go here, it's just, you're stuck here, you know, like you're not going to go here because they're still here. So you're going to like either meet them at their level or go down. Like, that's even worse. Like, you need to really think about, okay, who do I need to surround myself with most? And how can we elevate each other? Because if you're both here, then you can rise together. But if it's also, if you're hanging around people who are like even higher than you and have like even bigger vision and make you, you know, take you outside of your comfort zone, but in a good way, you're only going to go up too, and then you both go up because you both are on that same mindset and you're growing together. Whereas like, if you're hanging out with people who are like low vibrational, judge you and they are mean to you, whatever, like, please, no. And I know sometimes that can be difficult, like maybe it's family members, but you just have to distance yourself, you know, like maybe it's not like completely cutting them out of your life, but just distancing yourself with like how much you know, hang out with them, or how much what you say to them. But then at the same time, like, do you even want friendships? Family members, I guess it's a little bit different because there will always be family, but as long as they are supportive of you, that's what's important. But with friendships, like, if you feel like you can't be your 100% authentic self with them, then like, why are you even hanging out with them? Because like, honestly, like, maybe you've just outgrown them. Appreciate the time that you've had with them, but know that you're growing into a different direction, and it's okay to meet new people. It's okay to expand your friendship group. It's okay, you know, like nothing has to last forever if it's not working, you know? Be okay to like let things go. Another thing is inner healing and thoughts. So this kind of goes with the self-talk, this inner healing and this inner self-talk, and it's saying things like, I'm worthy, I'm enough, I'm becoming the highest version of myself every single day. Learn to self-soothe. And this is so important because I think sometimes we can get into spirals and start overthinking and self-sabotage ourselves because we are not learning how to self-soothe. Like, everyone has such different ways of responding to like literally everything. Something I've learned is like, if I've said something to someone and I don't know, maybe I just don't really get the reaction that I want or I expected, and it's a bit like, oh, okay, and then I feel a bit like, oh, what does that mean? Instead of then kind of responding in that reciprocate energy, I think to myself, okay, what did I need for myself? Why do I feel a type of way about that response, and what does that mean for me? Like, how can I give it to myself? So if I make this clearer, if you've sent a message to someone and they reply quite bluntly and you're like, oh, you feel sad because you're like, oh, why are they being blunt to me? Like, have I done something? Really, your inner child that's a response to be like, oh, you think that, you know, you're not enough. It makes you feel unseen. It makes you feel unheard. You're not met with the same energy, and makes you feel like unloved, you know? So then instead of seeking it externally, you can actually give that to yourself and like actually talk to yourself and be like, no, you know what? I am loved. I am seen. I am amazing. And I am worthy. Like, I'm worthy of speaking my opinions. I'm worthy of, you know, people hearing me out. And so then you reply in a way from that high vibrational energy, you'll get a different outcome. Instead of playing the victim, being like, what have I done? You can kind of change it around and be like, oh, from that confident self, the glow girl energy. Also speak to yourself with compassion and grace, and always choose peace over drama. Like, it's not worth it. And believe that every day there's a new opportunity to grow and learn, because truly, not even every day, every moment is a new opportunity to learn and to become better and see things differently. I'm constantly thinking about how I can be better in the ways, like, if I've responded in a way that is just like not my true self and I feel like upset about something, or I'm like annoyed, I'm tired, I think to myself like, okay, it's not really what's happening to me or around me, like, it's just how I am seeing this right now. And you know what, sometimes it's okay to be annoyed and, you know, low energy and whatever, but then I'm like, let's not reflect that on other people. Then I just need to give myself what I need. Like, maybe I don't want to be here right now, so I'm gonna leave, or like I need to say what is on my mind and what I feel like is fair, you know, just like don't keep it in, like let it out. So number 2 is how does a glow girl treat her body? So your body is a reflection of how you feel inside. Essentially, it's your home, and any symptoms that come up on the outside is actually how you feel, and it's manifested within inside. So you need to treat it with love and respect. And this is a whole long journey that I've had myself, and truly still ongoing. And I've done many podcasts about my story and the healing and my experience, but maybe I'll do another episode on like kind of like an update about that, because I feel like that was like a year ago and, you know, a lot has changed. But the first thing is working out intuitively and finding a way that you truly like to work out and move your body is so key. And listening to your body, learning to be intuitive with your body, work out in a way that feels good. For me, that is Pilates. I really enjoy yoga, but I don't do it that often, so I want to implement more yoga at least once a week into my daily routine. Strength training, walks in nature, on the treadmill, whatever, listen to podcasts. Don't force anything, because like if you're forcing your body to do something that it really doesn't want to do, like you're causing more stress, and especially for women, that stress is not good, and it's just gonna create more inflammation in your body. So don't force anything, but stay consistent. Consistency is, you know, how you see results. Essentially, it's how you know if something is working, it's how you know if something is not. So tune into your body's needs and the natural cycles. So this is cycle syncing as well. Like, what stage are you in your body? Are you in your follicular? Are you in your menstrual, your ovulation, your luteal? What is it? And cycle sync with your workouts, because this will help support your energy levels and your hormone health. And obviously balancing your hormone health is incredibly important, because it helps support your stress levels, obviously your hormone levels, and also just like your whole general mood and your energy. So that is really important. Holistic nutrition, also eat intuitively and understand that food is fuel, but it's also a way to nourish your body and soul. So it's not just like eating for the sake of eating, or, you know, just for the flavors and the taste and not caring about the nutritional value. It's more about what do I want to feed into my body? If I want to become the best version of myself and I want to feel my best, I want to glow, I want to look my best, what kind of food would I be feeding myself? It's like the same thing as if you think about it as like a plant or like an animal or like a child. If you're feeding it like the cheapest processed produce, it's like really not going to be flourishing, you know? It's going to be like a bit dry, it's going to be a bit like weedy, it's going to be a bit like weak, it's not giving, you know? So if we think about, if we fed it with like the best quality food or the best quality that you can get, and, you know, feed it with healthy whole foods, fresh foods, like foods with a lot of nutrients, food that just tastes amazing and is like great produce and it's just like good for you, you're going to be flourishing. The plant is going to be flourishing, your child is going to be flourishing, you know, the animal is going to be like strong and like big and have like beautiful thick hair. You've got to think, okay, what am I putting into my body? If I have this goal, how am I supporting that? And again, the same thing, you're not forcing yourself to eat a specific way, you're just treating your body with respect and love. And think about it as an 80-20 as well, because obviously we are in, you know, we live in the world where there's obviously like cookies and cakes, links to celebrations and social, and that's also okay, but it's just about balance. 80-20 I love, because 80% of the time you can be like eating healthy and whole foods and making sure you're feeding yourself with amazing healthy foods, but then 20% of the time you can just be like, give yourself a little treat, you know, like have the cake, have the cookie, like you've truly only lived once, so like allow yourself to enjoy life as well. It's not about being obsessive, it's not about being like really granular and overthinking it, like just eat what you want. And to be honest, like when you learn to love yourself, you want to eat foods that make you feel good, and you begin to crave food that like feels good to you. And I think having basic knowledge of nutrition is really important. You know, as we know, high protein, blood sugar balancing, healthy fats, a lot of vegetables. It's pretty simple, but just having that knowledge is really important. So learn that. But also all these foods, the aim is to make you feel energized and balanced throughout the day and no crashes. I love matcha, obviously, as you guys know, I did an event about it and I love matcha. Matcha for me helps me with not only my energy, to be honest, like that's not the main reason why I have it, but it just like helps me create like a beautiful morning routine around, and it helps me like centralize my nervous system and think about, okay, like what intention do I want to be putting in, whether I'm having my matcha at home and journaling, whether I'm having a matcha with my friend and we're having like really interesting deep conversations. Like it just helps that conversation wise. Another one is self-care, so feeling presentable and always looking presentable and feeling like fresh and good, because I feel like when you feel fresh and good in yourself and you feel presentable and you feel good, you're more motivated to do things and go out and, you know, meet new people randomly, make time for self-care rituals. And this is like dry brushing, gua sha, regular like facials, massages, skincare. And okay, yeah, you don't have to do facials and massages all the time if you can't, but like just doing simple things like get yourself a gua sha or get yourself a nice skincare routine, or, you know, have a really nice everything shower and just take care of yourself. Make sure your hair's always nice and your skin is fresh. And this doesn't mean like putting on makeup every single day either, but just feeling good. Maybe that's like, you know, lip balm so you feel like moisturized and moisturize on your body. Like all these things that make you feel good and presentable, even on like chill days, will make you just feel like motivated and like good in yourself. And you're like, you know, cute, glow girl. Taking time for your skin is really, really important as well. Like obviously cleansing, moisturizing for the years to come. So we're doing all these things not just for like the present and like looking a certain way, but for our future. Think about how your skin is going to be in like 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Like we're going to live for a long time, guys. So we need to really protect like everything. We need to work out because we can be strong when we're like 50 years old, 60 years old, 70, 80, whatever. We need to take care of our skin because we have the same skin for like that many years. So like we need to take care of it, you know? It's all about longevity. It's not just about how we look now. I think now we're too consumed in like, how can we look like the trends now? You know, I'll do whatever it takes to look like what is trending right now, which I think is just a no, because those trends come and go. As we know, there's like, you know, one day it's like this look and the next day it's this look, but like actually when we're older, how do we feel inside? Do we still feel energized? Do we still feel like, you know, we can walk up the stairs and carry things and everything? Like we need to think about that stuff instead. So another thing is spirituality. So having a spiritual practice. The first thing is feeling deeply connected with yourself and the universe. And spirituality isn't just a one-off practice. It's really a daily ritual and it's a daily habit. It's something that aligns with yourself and your higher self, your intuition and your purpose. So the first one is journaling and meditation. As you guys know, I'm a big journal advocate and I just have journaled for like over 10 years now. I think I started journaling when I was like 17, maybe, yeah, around 17. And I've always been the girl that has like a diary and would write in my diary, but like actually productive journaling, I would say when I was, like 17 or maybe 18. Anyways, a long time. And now it's part of my everyday practice routine. Like even if I don't have time to write down like a whole page, I will always write down like what I'm grateful for, my intentions, like a little summary of the day, like whatever. And I feel like journaling helps me so much with just like putting my thoughts onto paper and not keeping it in. Like I said, let it out. You don't need to like keep in all these things, like let it out. And journaling really helps clarifies my thoughts. It helps me set intentions and process emotions, and meditation also is important. Recently I've been doing more like visualization meditations. We also have meditations inside the Glow Club and also journal prompts as well. So to help you with your routines, everything is inside the membership Glow Club. I really recommend you sign up, especially for the new year, because obviously it's kind of like a fresh new start. You can like start something fresh and new, and I don't know, I just feel like it's a really nice thing to keep you accountable. Like if you're stuck on what to do, you can just find the mood that you're in and just click what you want to do, and then you can just like have your morning practice routine or your evening practice routine. Meditation helps to ground yourself, connect with your inner wisdom, and when you take a moment to like sit down and just ignore everything else going on in your life, because life is always so fast paced, right? We're always doing something, we're always busy, we're always thinking about something else. When you kind of give yourself a moment to visualize your future dream life, to get familiar with that feeling, that's amazing. I love visualization meditations. Like I love that. Think to yourself, what is the highest vision for me today? What would the highest version of myself do today? How would she act? What would she do? What would she think? Also, listening to pep talks or podcasts and affirmations are really important. So pep talks we have inside the Glow Club as well as affirmations, as I said. But Glow Girls are their biggest supporters. They give themselves pep talks in the mirror if you need, or listen to some if you need. They talk about themselves as the highest version of themselves. They never talk bad about themselves. We're always saying our affirmations and just things that just affirm your amazingness. And you say things like, I'm worthy of success, love and abundance coming my way. And you also don't wait for anyone to validate yourself. She validates herself. The Glow Girl validates herself. She doesn't need external validation. She knows she's amazing. She knows she has what it takes. And she understands that. So she validates herself and then she just does it. She just acts in that vibration. Also, spiritual practices and connection is prioritizing your connection to the universe. So you can make things that nourish your spirit, whether that's through reading spiritual books, listening to podcasts, or getting outside in nature and just being in nature and just listening to the sounds of the world and not being always plugged in. And she's also intentional about the media she consumes. She surrounds herself with uplifting, positive, and spiritually aligned content. And the music you listen to is always high vibrational. And your social media page that you look at is always full of people who inspire and elevate yourself. Like, do a little audit. This is the time. What music do you listen to? Is it high vibrational, or does it make you feel like sad all the time or like tense? Your social media page, what are you looking at every day? Your social media page is curated by you. There's no excuses. If you don't like what you're consuming, unfollow. It's okay to unfollow, it's okay to mute. I've muted so many people. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry, but like, I'm so intentional with the media I consume. I'm literally like, why am I putting my energy into this? Like, why? What is it bringing me? If it's nothing, then it needs to go. Putting yourself first and connecting to the universe. Okay, so putting yourself is a must, and you're in tune with your own desires and your own needs and your intuition. She doesn't apologize for taking time for herself, whether that's through a quiet moment or a spiritual ritual. You connect with the universe by trusting the flow of life, knowing that everything is happening for you, not to you. And I think that's so important because like obviously you got to put yourself first, but not in a selfish way. Like glow girls don't just like ignore everyone else's needs, but the thing is you need to follow what's true for yourself, because if you're always putting other people's needs on top of yours, you're just going to dim your own light and you're not putting yourself as an important person. You are the most important person. You are, like I said, the main character. So therefore you need to think, okay, what do I want? What do other people want? How can we come together? It's all about a collaborative thing. It's not just like, what do you want? What do I want? Let's just go. But like, you know, if it's with people that are still aligned, you have to think what you both want. But also like if it's people that aren't aligning, like then it's okay to step away and be like, okay, well, I'm going to do my own thing, and that's that. And also seeing the world as like, you know, the world, everything is happening for me. Like it's not just happening to me, it's happening for me. There's a reason why this happened. I might not see it right now, but it's happening for a reason. And I trust that this is happening because the universe has my highest good in their mind and they want to provide me with the best life possible, and it just has to go this way. So yeah, I'm just going to flow with it and I'm just going to make the best of it. That's basically the vibe. As a conclusion, you are already a glow girl. A glow girl is not someone that you have to become and change a million different things. She's already inside of you, and these habits, these shifts are just a way to unlock and amplify your true radiance. You have to act as if you're already there, and this will change everything. So as we step into 2025, I want you to commit to these habits and practices. They will help you become the highest, most aligned version of yourself. And take a moment to think about what it feels like to live as your best self every day, because that's who you are becoming every day. You have to start with what you have now. Start with where you are at now and just build on those habits. So thank you for listening to today's episode all about glow girl habits. I hope this has inspired you to truly become the best version of yourself coming into the new year. I think that these habits are things that I've really learned and elevated throughout the year. Like they're kind of simple practices, but it's always the simple practices that have the most impact, honestly. It's not these like crazy complicated things that we don't have access to. It's what we choose to do in everyday life and the small decisions that we choose to make. Like when you come across a decision and you come across a situation that you're like, this doesn't really feel like I want to do this, then stay true to yourself and think, okay, how can I communicate this then? How can I really bring the best version of myself forward? And how can I put myself first? And what's going to make me feel good and the other people around me as well? But not in a people-pleasing way, but just like you have to do a bit of like a cost analysis. Like, are these people, you know, that I really care about, or are they people that I don't really care about and I'm just doing something to like please them? It's like a difference. We come to the end of this episode. Again, I want to thank you guys for supporting me throughout the whole year. I really am so grateful, and I've learned so much this year, and I'm really excited to be back on the podcast, uploading regular episodes. I'm also going to be starting with the YouTube again. We're going to be doing vlogs. I've already recorded a vlog. Me and my friends went to Ubud for the weekend and we vlogged it, so I need to edit that and upload that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more things coming this year. I do have some one-on-one spots available with my one-on-one coaching in January. So if you're interested, then I'll leave the details in the show. But also just look at my website and you can book a discovery call and we can chat through to see how I can help you and how we can elevate and start changing your life in the new year. If you just want to suss it out a little bit and be part of the community, become a member of the Glow Club. It's truly so valuable, and I love all the content that I've uploaded on there, and there's going to be so much more coming in the new year, trust me. And follow me on social media at Shannon Tang, at Guide Me Glow. If you have any feedback, let me know. Follow the podcast, give it a 5 stars, all the things. I'm really appreciative. It just makes, my content get shown to more people, so then it can help more people and we can build a bigger and better community. As always, I hope you have an amazing New Year's, and I'm really proud of you for getting to the end of this episode and really, having that drive and having that motivation to improve yourself. Like, that is already an amazing achievement. I just want you to take a moment for yourself to really be grateful for yourself and be proud of yourself. I would now do a reflection of the year. I'm going to make my 2025 vision board as well before the new year. I'm not even going to set like massive expectations for 2025. Like, I want to set intentions and things that I want to achieve, but however that's going to come to me, it will come to me. If that means that's going to be be challenges, which I'm sure there will be, then let it be. I keep seeing these like horoscope things on my Instagram for like Leos, because I'm a Leo, and it's like, you're gonna go through so, like a lot of challenges, and it's gonna feel like waves are crashing around you. And I was like, honestly, again. But you know, if that is the case, then it is the case, and it's gonna, you know, obviously shed a light that I need to see clearly. So whatever. Thank you for listening, and I will speak to you in the next podcast. Mwah.